Kennedy, Colorado. We're excited that you're here today for our November regional rally. We've got a ton of things to do. And I wanted to quickly say thank you to our regional team for always working hard for you. Kelly Sutter, our regional ops manager, Jenny Schlipp, who I just saw on the screen, our regional MCA, Leslie Jackson, our regional tech trainer. You know, you can always reach out to them for help. Today's agenda, we've got some announcements. Leslie's going to give us a tech update. We're going to do some agent and market center recognition. Cato Mitchell is going to do our monthly market update. And then at the end of the call today, we're going to announce our keynote speaker for 2025's Rocky Mountain Summit and get some training from that person. We're very excited about this. Let's go into announcements. So we said today that we would give one of you a ticket to the Rocky Mountain Summit for 2025. You can scan this QR code to be registered for that. So grab your phone, scan the QR code. Kelly, is there a second opportunity to do? Okay.
Yep,
yes,
we're gonna do it again, and I'm gonna also drop the link in the chat.
Okay, awesome. You want to make sure that you're registered so that we can get you this ticket. Is everyone? Have you gotten your? Have you scanned? Pam's nodding yes. So I think if Pam's got it, we've got it. Let's move on. Our 2024 training calendar is almost finished. On Friday, we're going to have our last big event of the year, the ALC Clinic with James Shaw. And in about 2 weeks, we will be emailing you a 2025 regional training calendar. We're very excited to be launching this soon. Lauren Hazlitt's here. And Lauren is with the coordinator team. She is one of the vendors who does such a great job supporting KW Colorado, making sure that we can have all of these great events. I don't see Lauren on my screen, Kelly.
There, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, there she is. Lauren, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hazlitt. I'm the owner of Coordinator Team, and we are a transaction coordinating business. We've been in business since 2017, so we are in our 8th year, almost coming up on 9 now. And I've been with Keller Williams as an agent since 2013. I also worked as an MCA, as an agent, as a TC. I've done compliance work, so I'm versed in command. And I have a great team of TCs that work with our agents. We serve agents nationwide, and all of our TCs are US based. We work within CTM, Command, and any other systems you guys need in order to give you the best possible service and partnership. So you can always reach out to me. I'm going to put my information into the chat as well, so you have it. If you guys contact me directly, I am happy to go over what you need for your business with you, and we can evaluate if this is a good fit for you and how we can best support you. We don't just do transaction coordinating and lead gen, and listings. We also help you with your lead gen through database management and social media management. So on your screen there is my contact info. That first link there is to get my contact information directly to your phone, so you can save me as a contact with all of my social medias and anything else that you guys, my phone number, my email, any other way you need to be able to contact me or to check me out online. And then that second QR code says schedule a call with me. That is a direct link to my calendar. So if you want to just get right on my calendar, we can schedule a 30-minute consult call, and I can tell you about our different services and how we can help you in your business. So those two QR codes are a great way to reach me. I'm also going to add my contact info directly in the chat here, and feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you guys with anything I can to help you focus on your one thing.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. We really appreciate you being here. And we are grateful for Lauren and all of our sponsors, including Principal Title and Escrow Services, Top Flight Financial, Growth Minded Talent Solutions, and again, the coordinator team and Lauren. Leslie.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Come join me this Thursday at 11 a.m. I'm going to be teaching you how to create a beautiful newsletter in Command to keep you top of mind in front of your people. And then just, the following week is Thanksgiving, which I cannot believe. So we will not have class that week. And then come join me for the next, okay? I'm going to jump right into, of course, our YouTube channel. We're updating there, especially from this call and my tech classes. And now we'll jump into updates. So updates in Command, this is pretty cool. There's a really nice new filter inside the opportunities applet. So go into Command today and check out your opportunities where you can start looking a little bit differently at your filters. There's also some column views that are really cool that you can drag and drop and rearrange the columns that you like to see. The other really cool thing is that Smart Views have given it an update where you can actually save your Smart View based on how many pages you're looking at, which is super cool. So you could set the number of opportunities to display and keep that saved in that Smart View permanently. So go check it out. The next update that I have for you is we have created a new team permission enhancement. So for anybody here on a team, just know that Rainmakers, TCs, admins, and team guest users will have full visibility on all opportunities and managing opportunities. So this is a great update. And also, if for any reason you do not want to have those people have views on all of your opportunities, now is a great time to go in and update those users, the user roles. All right, next up on our list, we have websites for all agents and teams. There is a new deactivation button inside websites. And this is for essentially if you want to just turn off your website. Now, I wouldn't recommend to do this if you wanted to start over and create a brand new website. That is not what this is for. So just know that this is there in case you do want to turn it off. And I believe that's it for updates today, guys.
All right. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank
So
you.
now we'll get to some agent recognition. We're going to start with individuals, then go to teams, groups, and expansion. These numbers are for October. With closed units in the number 5 slot, Melissa Breeze from Denver North, Carrie Lambert, Brandon Angel, and Ilsa Hemmer. At number 4 with 6 units, the Golesh team, Pasternak Properties, Jenny Hart, Lauren Wilson, and Karina Kenneke. And the top 3 for units October, Daniel's home team from DTC, Sheila Bailey from Denver West, and Faith Young with 20 units from KW Partners. Great job. For volume individuals, Will Rostrom from Vail was number 10, Carrie Lambert, number 9, Matt Lee, number 8, Dan Egan, number 7, number 6 was Jenny Hart, number 5, Sheila Bailey, Tony Giacconi was number 4, and our top 3 for closed sales volume, Coral Smith from Southwest Colorado, congrats Coral, Carrie George from Summit County, congrats Carrie, and Heath Ruggles from Southwest Colorado, congrats Heath. Moving on to GCI, October individuals, Victoria Merchant was number 10, Jenny Hart number 9, Lydia Golesh number 8, Carrie Lambert number 7, Tony Giacconi number 6, Dan Egan number 5, Ilsa Hemmer number 4, Karina Kenneke number 3, Sheila Bailey number 2, and Heath was number 1. Congratulations, individuals. Moving on to teams. Teams means 2 people in production. Number 5, lots of them with 3 units. Monchin Associates, Pride of Denver, Your Team Colorado, Jill McFerrin Group, Team GNS, Team Rochelle Cozzolino, The Mountain Group, Luna Grace Homes, Discover Colorado Team, Razor Group, and the G Team. Number 4, with 4 units, the Blonder Team, DNA Home Group, the Artisan Group, the Core Group, Seed Property Group, Team Sobering, Rage Real Estate, and our top 3, Bradfield Ross Group from Pueblo, JK Team from Northern Colorado, and High Cap Homes took number 1 in closed units with 10.5. For volume, the Artisan Group was number 10, Discover Colorado Team number 9, Team Sobering number 8, JK Team number 7, number 6, Rage Real Estate, number 5, the Blonder Team, number 4, Luna Grace Team, and our top 3 for closed volume are Seed Property Group, Bradfield Ross Group, and High Cap Homes in the top spot. GCI, number 10, Allie Van Westberg Partners, Discover Colorado Team number 9, Home Group Inc. number 8, the Blonder Team number 7, number 6 is the JK Team LLC, number 5, the Core Group, number 4, Luna Grace Homes, And the top 3 for GCI, Bradfield Ross Group from Pueblo, Seed Property Group from DTC, and number 1, High Cap Homes, Denver Downtown. Groups are more than 2 in production. Number 10 with 11 units, Relevate Inc., the Skinner Team, Rasmussen Group, and Livian Grand Junction Group tied. Number 9, the Dixon Group tied with PCS Pro. Number 8, the Luchic Group. Number 7, Mile High City Living Group from Denver Downtown, and the Kibler Group. That was a tie as well. Number 6, Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group tied with Homes of Colorado Group. Number 5, Towner Group from Grand Junction. Number 4, Jamie Baker Orr Team. And number 3, Empower Home Team Colorado Front Range. The Johnson Team number 2, and Elite Home Partners was number 1 in October closed units. Moving on to volume. Number 10 is the Tetford Team. Number 9, Relevate. Number 8, the Carol Kessler Team. Number 7, Mile High City Living Group. Number 6, Jamie Baker Orr Team. Number 5, Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group. Number 4, the Skinner Team from Summit County. And the top 3 for closed volume, the Johnson Team at 3, Empower Home Team at 2, and Elite Home Partners at number 1. GCI groups. Mile High City Living Group was number 10. The Dixon Group was number 9. Relevate was number 8. Homes of Colorado Group from Client's Choice, number 7. Number 6, Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group. Number 5, Jamie Baker Orr Team from Pueblo. Number 4, the Skinner Team. And our top 3 for GCI October are the Johnson Team, number 3, Elite Home Partners, number 2, and number 1 for October, Empower Home Team Colorado Front Range from DTC. Congratulations to our teams. Finally, on agent production, we've got our expansion teams. In order to qualify to be an expansion team in this, you have to have your hub in Colorado. Number 3 for closed units was PCS Pro. Number 2 was Relevate. Number 1 was Homes of Expansion Network. On volume, the Phoenix was number 3, Relevate was number 2, and Homes of Expansion Network was number 1. And GCI, the Phoenix was number 3, number 2, Relevate, and Homes of Expansion Network was number 1 with GCI of 233,000 and change. Congrats to all of our top performers. October was an awesome month. For market centers, for closed volume, Client's Choice was number 5, and Partners in Colorado Springs and Littleton number 4. Number 3 was Denver West. Number 2, Denver Downtown, and Denver Tech Center led the way for closed volume. Closed units, Pueblo was number 5, Client's Choice number 4, number 3 was Partners, number 2, Denver Downtown, and DTC took number 1. And listings taken, Client's Choice number 4, Client's Choice number 5, Denver West number 4, number 3 was Denver Downtown, number 2, Pueblo, and number 1, DTC. Don't forget, if you have just joined us, that in order to be chosen for the free ticket to Rocky Mountain Summit, go into the chat, click on the link from Kelly Sutter that was posted at 11:10, and grab that. And then I'm going to turn it to Cato for our market update.
Good morning, everybody. Russ, can I share, please?
Yeah.
All right. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So a huge amount has happened in the last month. Obviously, as we know, we finally don't have to watch any more political ads on either side, so that part is great. With that being said, let's talk about what's going on with CPI. So with CPI, I decided to do a 4-year look at this and just say, hey, since we're talking about moving from one group to another, when Trump, his team, and this new Congress gets in, CPI is going to be a little bit higher, but it is definitely coming down. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. However, the Fed did do the 25 basis point drop this month as expected. They're forecasting they may not drop it 25 basis in December. They're going to see how jobs goes. With that being said, overall, the economy is doing pretty well. We stayed at 7.7% for the U6 unemployment. And again, if you don't know what that is that is all unemployment. So that's people who are underemployed, working 2 jobs instead of 1, things like that. This looks at everything. This is the number that you don't see on the news because they want to make it look better. And this is the real number that you need to look at when you're in real estate. But it is stable. We do need it to come down a little bit from there. Utilizing the Warren Report, we try and give you things you can use to make more money throughout this. So one of the things I'd like you to take a look at here is UPS on the 14th of this month just notified that they're going to lay off 404 people in Colorado. So that is something where if you know people that are working there, you might want to start reaching out to them. Boeing is going to lay off another 63 in Colorado, and Chord Energy is going to lay off another 73. The reason this is important is we're starting to see the layoffs that we've been predicting for about the last 6 months starting to show up. And so we really just want you to understand that more and more people are going to need our help, because even if inflation goes down, everybody's been hanging on by their fingernails. And with that being said, they're having a hard time paying bills month to month for some people. So start searching those people out so you can help them. With that being said, we're starting to see these layoffs that we've been predicting for the last 6 months starting to show up quite a bit. We got Boeing, Exxon, Meta, AMD, Goldman Sachs. These are all in Colorado. TIAA, Crest. CNN actually has some people here in Colorado they're going to lay off. Spirit Airlines has people they're going to lay off here in Colorado. And so this paints a national picture that the economy isn't as strong as, you know, the news and some of the other people were leading to believe as we went through this. And we're starting to see the lagging effects of what happens when the yield spread turns back. With that being said, and bear with me, folks, unfortunately, economics is somewhat political, and I don't want to be political, but the next 2 slides are really what the race was about overall and why people voted the way they did. And the 2 reasons being is, number one, credit limits, loans, things like that are just at an all-time high, and they keep going up every single month because people cannot afford to live on the living wages that they have with inflation where it has been. With that being said, we also have a lower than typical US savings rate. Now, we want to be above the green line here. And I'm going to tell you why I put the lines where I put them. If you notice, the green line in the last recession, it's hitting the top of what people are saving. So we aren't saving as much as we were in the last recession at the peak. And it's at the lowest point where we've been in the last 20 years is the red line. So we're in the middle. We're not in the worst place, but we're definitely not in a strong place as a country. And for those of us in real estate, having people have the ability to save money for down payments is what helps drive our economy when it comes to real estate. Now, there was a lot of news made this last week that, hey, we're up 0.5 percentage point in applications last week. Everybody's high-fiving, cheering. Let's put that in a little bit of perspective. We didn't have a bad summer, but then it started to drop off. And so we have not made up for where we were even 6 weeks ago. Many of the agents that I'm talking to are telling me that this is definitely becoming much more of a skilled market, that they're having to learn stuff. I'm going to tell you, if you haven't picked up Phil Jones's books about exactly what to say, exactly where to start, exactly how to sell, you should pick those up and you should work on them. The top, the top commission agent is another one I would recommend. Taking a look at rates, our rates have actually gone back up in the last month. Now, the Fed did lower the federal funds rate. That was already baked in, so we're not really expecting to see much of a drop, but we're back up in the 7.5 area instead of a month ago where we were at 7.3, and we'd been slightly below that the previous month even. So rates are getting stickier at that higher level. If you've ever looked at Gary's slides, the 40-year average is 7.24%. So we're slightly above the 40-year average. However, we're not that much above it. For those of you who are younger or who haven't been in real estate for a huge amount of time, these are what we consider normal rates. The last 10 years were not normal. Unfortunately, people got used to them, but we're starting to see buyers move on those numbers. One of the things that's created some conflict in the last couple of months, or I guess we could call it upset, is that with the BRICS nations now signing more and more countries, about 35% of the global GDP is now in the BRICS nations versus 30% in the G7, meaning BRICS is now bigger. Now, there's not as much stabilization to their currencies as there is to the US dollar. However, this is becoming a trend that is starting to become alarming from a global economic point of view when it comes to the US. If we lose our reserve currency, that will make things much harder for GDP growth in our country. Within the election, we also saw that some people were saying US businesses may soon find that deregulation comes with risks. And on the other side, I got a headline here, JP Morgan sees Trump's Bitcoin and crypto deregulation as a win for US banks. Each side has their own views on all this, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what makes our country free. That's what actually makes it work so well. But with this election, with Trump winning, he has something called the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. You're going to hear a huge amount about this in the next few weeks. Vivek and Elon Musk will be running this. And the whole point of this is to reduce the deficit and deregulation. Well, these are two of the main things that are going to come up even in the real estate market over the next few years. We want to talk to you about how you can utilize this to your benefit. Now, let's address this for a minute. Whether you voted for the people who won or not, either way, somebody's going to be upset. Please be careful with how you talk to your clients because you don't want to offend your clients. Second of all, if Kamala and her team had won and the Democrats had won the House and the Senate, then there would be a great path
Hello, this
for
is Angela.
realtors to make more money. With Trump,
Hi.
everybody won.
Sorry, Kato, we had to go ahead and unmute yourself. We had to mute some people.
We accidentally muted you, Kato. Just unmute yourself.
All right.
Sorry about
Sorry
that.
about that. So whether Trump won, whether Kamala won, depending on who won the House and the Senate, there's always a path for realtors to make more money. So we just want to focus on the path that you guys can take to make more money and help more clients. With that being said, here's what the DOGE is working on. If we have as much spending in the red column here and we're only bringing as much blue, we have a deficit. Over time, the interest rate becomes harder to pay off and the deficit just keeps growing. That's where the issue has been for our country is right now we're spending 22% of our GDP on paying the interest on our loans. That's like the country has gone out and used credit cards to pay for everything. Well, if you remember, your younger years, if you're like me or someone like that, that is not sustainable. On top of that, when we start looking at what we're spending on, we have some issues that we need to take care of as a country. And so we need to figure out where we can trim the fat or where we can increase the income. Then we start looking at a state-by-state basis. What I want you to understand is Colorado is not looking phenomenal when it comes to its debt. We have become very unsustainable. And we are now looking at a long-term budget issue that we have to deal with because our rainy day fund is very low and our spending is too high. So we're going to have to really tighten the belt in Colorado. Why that's important is that gets rid of services that our homeowners are typically used to, both county, municipality, and statewide. And some of these are going to get cut over the next couple of years unless we can find a way to raise taxes. The problem is by raising taxes, we create another issue. If you notice my chart here, Colorado is not represented because we're right in the middle. So we're having fewer and fewer people moving into Colorado because our tax rate is in the 4+ range, but we're not having as many people move out because we're not in the 6% + range. So we're not in a terrible place, but if you look, oops, sorry, can't get my finger to work. if we keep on the track that we're working on, then we're going to be sitting very similar to what the US government is doing. So the point is, we have to start working on fiscal responsibility. Now, part of the DOGE is deregulation. Elon Musk uses this, and I think it's actually a great analogy because it makes sense. If you're watching a football game, you want, 2, 3 refs, and it's good. Everybody has room to play, and people are following the rules. However, if you put 150, 200 refs on the field, the players can't play because they're stumbling into the different officials. Well, that's what regulation happens with too much regulation. That is one of the issues that we've even seen in real estate. Part of the reason why I'm on the forums committee is to start breaking down some of this so people can do what they want to do. Started looking at how many regulatory bodies there are just for the federal government. We can figure out that there's a little over 480, but we can't even get a complete number. I'm estimating 483. So in 2 years, we become a 1776. So sorry, 250-year-old nation. We are averaging almost 2 regulatory bodies telling us how to live every year for the entire term of our country, if you want to look at it that way. What DOGE wants to do is they want to deregulate this. That being said, by deregulating some of it, we have some safety concerns. However, it will also cut cost on things like building homes. That actually could help lower our prices. The problem is that we're trying to get out of stagflation. With this, however, if Trump gets to do all the tariffs he wants to do, we're then going to have where deregulation lowers the price, but tariffs raise the price. We're not quite sure where we are going to fit. I personally, and I have no data to back this up yet because it hasn't happened, I personally think housing prices are still going to have to go up based off of what I'm seeing that they want to do with the tariffs. We will keep you informed on that. However, it will become something that we have to look at on a regulatory basis because we want to make sure that the affordability index stays where it needs to be for buyers. Because Kelly told me we'd be a little bit limited on time, you'll get the slides from her later today. In the last Fed meeting, they did lower the rates by 25 basis unanimously. They're talking about they may not lower it fully 25 basis points in December. They want to see it happen with jobs. The jobs report for October, we expected to see 113,000 new jobs. We saw 12,000. That was a big hit in the gut. So they want to kind of see what happens with jobs this month. But go ahead and read this when you get a chance. In addition, I added in something about tariffs because here's one of the things I'm predicting you're going to see. Homes are going to go back to having things like Amana fridges and other things that are made in the US because they're cheaper for the builders. If you want to do that Samsung refrigerator that is standard right now, it will be an upgrade. We all also know that builders add a surplus charge to the upgrades. So in order for buyers to get the same level that they're getting now, many times that's going to be an upcharge. Because builders set the value of the market, it will affect our pricing moving forward. So it's just something to keep in the back of your mind as you're looking at pricing your properties. Please be very conservative these days because what we're seeing is that while the Case-Shiller is dropping like we predicted, and we're seeing it all throughout the country, when we start looking at Colorado, October was a great month for everybody. You heard Russ say we had a killer month for the region. Well, everybody seemed to have that. Everybody kind of got over the sticker price of rates and they went up. Now the median price, which is not the average price, did go up and that was good. We're seeing our sales went up. We're seeing everything trending in an opposite direction that we've seen recently. Our months inventory went down to 3.81 months. The only thing that went up was the 26 days for median there, but we saw a higher sales volume. Our active listings dropped a little bit. Our new listing dropped. By the way, our active listings also dropped because a number of them expired. So Please be TCPA compliant, but there are some good expires out there you might want to look at. I've included the market overview as usual, so you can compare last month and this month. Again, we're starting to see some good stabilization happening in the Denver metro area. If you want to look at your particular area, pull it on your current MLS. You should be able to take a look at that. So, couple of things. I've highlighted some stuff in yellow here. Please go in at least 3 listing appointments each month. Most realtors go on vacation, especially toward the end of Q4. This is when you want to turn the afterburners on, folks. This is when you're going to take market share. Really focus on Shift, MREA, MREI, the whole book, because if you're not out actively looking for rentals right now, you're losing in this next coming market, because we all make high income, but you have to turn that high income to wealth. That's how we get the lives worth living. Okay. Start talking to everybody you know. They need help out there. We're starting to see more and more layoffs come out. So spend some time just really consulting with your clients and helping them there. If you have not reread Shift, and I've said this for months now, please reread it. Shift was designed exactly for this market. If you have any interest in getting further detail, we do Money Market Mondays every Monday at noon. Here's the QR code to get on there. Just come on in and listen and ask any questions that you want. Russ, back to you.
All right, thank you, Cato. Let's see. Just want to put our QR code back up. We're excited about our guest speaker today. Our guest speaker today is a entrepreneurial success story. He is the founder of 5 multi-million-dollar companies, president of Orange and Gray, which is a communications agency. Phil M. Jones is our 2025 speaker for the Rocky Mountain Summit. And Kelly, is he here? There he is. Hey, Phil.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you for being here. We're excited that you're on our regional rally today.
Oh, I'm pumped to be here. Thanks for inviting me in. This is a joy. We have our certification events here in New York City right now. I've just popped out a lunch break to come hang with you guys.
That's awesome. We are glad that you made some time for us. So, in fact, our previous speaker who didn't know you were coming on was just endorsing your book, Exactly What to Say, and he just was talking about it during his presentation. So that was kind of great setup for you.
That's timing. And who was your previous speaker just now?
Cato Mitchell he's one of the operating principals here. He was doing a market update for us.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm very, very excited to be with you for what seems to be like it's forever away, but it's going to come around remarkably quickly, right? We're going to be there in no time at all. And I suppose what can happen between now and then is either we watch the time go by or we make something of the time.
Exactly.
And I was asked today just to spend a few moments with you and share some ideas about how you can finish the year strong. Russ, is that what you're looking for me to be able to provide for you right now?
100%. Take it away.
And how long have I got before you're going to kick me off the call?
You got 25 minutes.
That's awesome. And I love that we have so many of you here on camera. I love that I get to see so many of your beautiful faces. Just so I know that this chat is working and I know that we get to all be able to hang out here is do me a favor and just answer me a really simple question. It's a question I'm going to judge you with. It's a question that you're all going to judge each other with the answers that you provide in this too. It's just hit me up in the chat and answer for me this question. What is your favorite vegetable? Hey, we know where the chat is. And I told you I'm going to judge you. You are judging each other right now, right? Still looking for the first person that is, thinking that filet mignon is a vegetable or that French fries are a vegetable, etc. But it seems like we've got a fairly healthy bunch here. And we've all found the chat. Now, if I'm looking at how we finish the year strong, I'm going to ask another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being that this has been the best year that you've ever had, and 1 being you're like, oh, can't wait to be over, where you at? Okay. We got a real mixed bag. And if we're looking to finish the year strong, the only thing that you can do is improve upon that number. Something that many of us do is if we find ourselves that our year has been a 1, 2, 3, or a 4, we're like, forget it. I'm going to start again in January. And then when you look to start again in January, the conversation that you have with yourself is, oh, well, I didn't do the work ahead of the time to be momentum. So you start writing 2025 off before you've even got into 2025. The other thing that happens is if you're an 8, 9, or a 10, you get to this time of year and you're like, turkey's coming soon. I mean, nobody wants to do any business in November, right? In the holiday season. And I mean, the way the dates fall this year, then it's going to be first, second, third, then it's a weekend, then everybody's going to be getting into that whole like festive Christmas period, etc. And, you know, I suppose we can revisit and see if we can do a good year again starting in January. For either one of the groups, whether 1 or 10 or anywhere in between, there are things you can do today that are going to help you today, tomorrow, and to be able to build on next year. And I figured in the short time that we have here today, let's be as tactical as humanly possible. Answer me this in the chat. Firstly, have you got people that you communicated with earlier in this year that didn't go on to be able to buy or sell? People that you came into contact with, had some form of direct interaction with a phone call, text message, Instagram DMs, etc., that they didn't transact. Do you know why? And I mean know for sure, not guessing. Do you know for sure? Not even what they told you at the time. If today is the end of November, do you know for sure why today they didn't transact in March or April or May? And I believe that in most sets of circumstances that you don't know enough. You have permission to reconnect with those people towards the back end of the year. Here's the structure. You're going to use a framework called OFQ. We teach this in exactly what to say. It's opening fact question. You're going to make some outreach and you're going to say, hi, my name's James, if that's your name. If it's not, I'd suggest you use your own name. And then you're going to insert a mutually agreeable fact. The mutually agreeable fact is whatever you were talking to them about in the past. Back in March, you showed some interest in buying a 3-bed, 2-bath in the ABC area. That's right. Around 6 weeks ago, we went out and viewed a few properties together, although nothing seemed to meet your criteria that you were looking to be able to make an offer on. Mid-April, you requested some information about 123 Main Street, and we never got to schedule any further communication. Doesn't matter what it is, just tell them the truth back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to ask them an easy-to-answer question. What could an easy-to-answer question be? Try this for me in the chat. If this is somebody who you had a bit of back and forth with in April, you're going to say, hey, it's Phil from Keller Williams. Back in April, you showed some interest in potentially making a move to a 3-bed, 2-bath around $600,000. And they're like, yeah, that's right. What's an easy-to-answer question that could come behind that? We could say, are you still looking? Have you bought or sold? These are fine. These are good, solid 6, 7 out of 10s. Would you still like to move? I guess that was move, Stacey, not ooh. You were just efficient with language. How can we make that happen? If we get a home at a lower price, right? We're just trying to get straight to selling. We're looking for an easy to answer question. Are you ready to move forward? We're jumping straight to it. Would you like to re-engage? That's like, please pick me, I'm desperate. What held you back is too big of a question too soon. What are your plans? Well, hang on, we haven't got to this yet. Has anything changed? Well, probably. So what we want to be able to do is with brevity get a reply, right? Isn't that your goal? Simply to get a reply. So I would do this as simple as probably using one of the most highly converting communication tools, which is the text message on your cell phone. And today I'd take my phone and I would go to everybody that I dealt with that almost did business with me in the past. I'd say, hi, insert name. I might say, you probably don't remember me if there's a possibility that they don't. I'd then introduce the fact that acquainted us. Back in March, you were looking for some properties or around this. Back in March, you were giving consideration as to what your home might be worth if you were to sell it. Back in June, you mentioned boom, 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 boom. Then I've got to deliver an easy to answer question. How easy do we make this? How easy? The goal is a reply, not an answer, a reply. Are you still looking for similar homes? That's a complex question. Are you ready to reach that goal? Complex question. How have you been is one of the hardest questions in the world to answer. We lie. Can I call you is creepy. I'm being a pain in the butt on this on purpose. Here's what I might ask. Are you still living in the neighborhood? I can't lose with that question. You see how I can't lose? If they say, well, no, as it happens, my husband took a job and he's now moved out to the West Coast, or, oh, now, no, we are, we actually are spending some time overseas. We've on a sabbatical to Puerto Rico. We get all that information, but more likely they're going to say, yeah, I'm still in the neighborhood. Once they've said a reply to that question, you're going to follow a questioning arc that we call past, present, future. It's easy to answer questions about the past. So what have you noticed about how the market's changed since March? Anything that talks about what happened historically is easy to answer. When we want to ask them questions about where they want to go, they're like, that's tough. No, I want to get them back into play with past-based questions. So what's changed in your world since March? You see how now they can expand on that. What's changed in your world since March? You don't have to do any heavy lifting. They do it. So where are you at right now? Because if they say they haven't moved, so where are you at right now? Are you staying put forever, or are you still open to potentially making a move? Got to make this loose and fluffy, right? Not can I help with something today? So you're staying put in the home that you're in now forever, or are you potentially, possibly going to be open to a change? I might be open to a change. Huh. If you were to make a move based on what you've learned this year to date, where and when might that move happen in your short-term future? I suppose we might be needing to look in this area as opposed to this area. I might need to grow my down payment from this to this so that something's more affordable. I might have to change my expectation from this to this, etc. Huh. See the playfulness of this that could be back and forth over text? You can now ask this question. Hey, would it help if we could connect in a short conversation over the telephone just so we can game plan before the year is out? So make sure you're ready to be prepared for next year. They're like, yeah, that would be helpful. No, it's would it help if? So then you say, well, when would be a good time? They say, well, I'm busy all through the week. It would need to be an evening. You say I could do an evening on Wednesday or Thursday. When suits you best? They say I can do Thursday. You say somewhere like 6:15 p.m. They say, yeah, great. What happens now when you make the call? You use opening fact question again. Hey, it's Phil calling from KW. I'm just calling as I promised I would. It's 6:15 p.m. They're like, yeah, that's right. We chatted a little about the fact that you may wish to potentially make a move at some point next year. They're like, yeah, that's right. Is there anybody else that should be in this call with you today, or is it just yourself? It's easy to answer question. No, just me for now is good. What do? We then go past, present, future. I know when we chatted the other day, we probably re-sparked up the idea of you making a move. What's happened in your world since we last chatted? They bring you up to speed. We now get to present. So what are you hoping that we can get out of today's conversation? And then you then go to future. So if we can put a game plan into place today that helps you understand what we might be able to achieve for you next year, then could you see any reason why we wouldn't look to be able to call today another new day one? Like, not at all. What difference would it make if you could take a ton of potential leads and have them under signed buyer's agency representation before the year is out? that you're running into January saying that between now and December 31, I listed 12, 15, 30, 45 buyers for 2025. Would that help you finish the year strong? Ross, give me some fast feedback on this from your point of view. Is this something people can execute upon, something people can implement?
100%. I think it gives great structure to what some maybe think is a hard conversation, but doesn't have to be hard.
Doesn't have to be hard. And when you go back to the people that you've already got a relationship with, that you've already communicated with, you restart conversations, and then you put yourself back in control. And at least you want to know, like, are they dead? Did they die? Did they move to the moon? Have they gone to France? Like, fine, whatever's happened has happened, but you want to know what you're working with, and your past opportunities are one of the richest resources for what's happening next. Then I jump to group number 2. You've got everybody you have done business with this year. Give me a yes, no, right? Have you got people that you have done business with this year? And let's hope that they kind of like you. I would find a reason to interact with those people in the next 7 days as meaningful as possible. Why? Because they are all going to be in a referral dinner. If I can connect with the clients that love me before they go to Thanksgiving dinner, I can teach them how they can advocate for me at Thanksgiving dinner. But I got to do it now. This is a polite, like, no, we didn't get around to that yet. These things take time. And remember, if you need access to resources or insights or suppliers locally that can help them make it happen for you, I got a Rolodex full of great trusted providers when you're ready. Is there somebody I can introduce you to now? Oh, you wouldn't happen to know a plumber for this or a painter for that, etc., would you? Yeah, I can hook you up with that. Hey, before I get to that, what do you got planned for Thanksgiving? What are you doing for the holidays? Huh? You got family coming to you? Who's coming? They list the list. Huh. Could it be possible that any of the folks that are coming to dinner may have some real estate questions, goals, or aspirations that perhaps I might be able to help them with in the coming months? Well, yeah, as it happens, Mum's talking about the fact that they might sell their house soon and might move to something smaller, and it's probably going to be a topic of conversation around the table as to when and what, and we're all going to look to forecast how much it might be worth. Huh. Would it help if you could know that I'd be happy to help with that? And that maybe over the Thanksgiving dinner is you could mention to Mom and any of your other siblings that are involved in that conversation that you've got a trusted real estate professional that can at least provide you with some insights on what that house might be worth, and slow play a game plan of bringing it to market in a way that's timely and effective for you and your family needs? Yeah, I guess so. Well, I know it's the last thing you want to think about right now as you get towards the holidays, but when would be a good time for us to connect early December so that we can start to put that game plan into play? Right? And all we've done is we've created chaos. We've put them to work, and we now put another landmine in place. But everybody you've done business with in the past is on my hit list. Well, these aren't you calling strangers. These are calling people that you've already been in contact with, calling people, having conversations with people that have had value from you, and helping them know what help looks like. And one of the biggest reasons you don't drive enough referrals is because people don't know how and when to refer you. Use the holiday celebrations to create known entities, like you will be talking to people about blank, and they're like, yep, that's right. And help them understand how to refer you messy. You don't just need the clean referrals like Mum's ready to sell her house. Can you come and give me a valuation? You want the referrals that I'm thinking about potentially, possibly making a move at some point in the next 18 to 24 months. If you can be in those conversations, signing buyer's agency agreements is easy. Having listing presentations when there's nobody else that's pitching for the business means that you're more likely to get chosen. This helping? The only other strategy I put in play to finish the year strong is be ready for all of your social interactions over the holiday season. That doesn't mean showing up and throwing up about the fact that you can help people with real estate. There are at least 3 of you on this call that have family members that are not looking forward to seeing you because they think all you're going to talk about is real estate. There are people like, I hope, like, is she coming, the realtor? Oh, dang. The whole time she's going to be there? Like, that's going to be true. So be ready to approach conversations differently. The easiest way to create opportunity is to speak to people about their year. How's your year been? What are some of the things that have worked really well for you? What was something you hoped would have come true this year that hasn't come true right now? Hey, who are some of the people you've met this year that are really interesting to you? What have you learned this year that surprised you? See, all these historic questions are really easy to build case. And then they're going to get to a point where they invite you to pitch. What about you? It's been a real interesting year in the world of real estate. Because, but these aren't complaints, these are facts. Facts. And then you're going to develop not your elevator pitch. You're going to develop what's called an elevator rant. And when you get mad at something. See, I find it so crazy right now that, there are so many people either stuck in a rental that they don't need to be in. There are people thinking that they cannot afford houses because of all the bad press around rentals. And there's a tragedy that many people are wasting money on commissions with an unqualified, unskilled real estate agent, and they just don't know who to trust. The issue is that often people are only engaging with a professional when it's too late and thinking everybody's the same. Yet there are like dozens of people in the world right now that are thinking about potentially possibly making a move at some point in the next 12, 18, 24 months. And they're trying to do it all by themselves. They're trying to figure out answers to questions that they don't have access to. And they're making misjudgments and errors everywhere. It's been really frustrating this year, just the number of people that are silently struggling because they don't have the help and resource they need. You see how it's easy to be passionate about the problem as opposed to passionate about your service? And if you can do these 3 things to a high standard, you'll finish the year strong. I know it sounds really basic, but people are getting bored of the basics. I'm asking you to move forward to basics. Don't just call strangers. Deploy 3 strategies and execute to a high standard. 1 is, I'm going to contact all of my maybes with an OFQ and find out what's true. 2 is, I'm going to train all of my happy clients to be advocates for me through the holiday season. 3 is, I'm going to develop an elevator rant that when I'm socializing, I'm going to get mad about the real problem that exists in the industry right now so people can understand why they should work with a pro. Do those 3 things well, not only will you finish the year strong, tripping over new business, you'll have an abundance of ready-made opportunities to step into for the year ahead into 2025. I think that has me about 25 minutes, Russ.
That's perfect. Love it. All right. Well, we really appreciate you being here, Phil. And I'm watching the chat, and everyone's thrilled that you're going to be in Vail with us in September.
I'm pumped to be in Vail, and I'm going to share something with all of you as well. Is what I'm going to bring to Vail is something that next to none of you will have seen me deliver before. So I know that sometimes when you're booking or you're going to a concert is you do want some greatest hits in there. So it'd be unfair of me not to bring greatest hits to people that have never seen my work before. But there's going to be a lot of net new content that's going to help you to be able to deal with what's real right now. And the most exciting part of that is I don't know what it is yet. Because what are the challenging conversations we're going to be having in real estate in October of next year? I could guess, but I don't know. What I do know, though, is that the world steps up towards automation. We're going to see greater need for humanization and helping people navigate emotionally charged decisions. And what we're likely to see as we step into the fall of next year is increased confusion and chaos around interest rates, increased confusion and chaos around what's going to happen with the future of the world, increased chaos and confusion around own versus rent. We're going to have to help people navigate that. And that's what I'm excited about, is that this is a people business, and you, my friends, are all good people. So thank you for giving me some airtime today. I'm going to go grab myself some lunch and look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much. All right. Let me get back to sharing my screen, everyone. So, our registration and room block for the Rocky Mountain Summit is now open. We have early bird pricing available today. It's $359. Same setup as last year at the Rocky Mountain Summit. And today only, we're doing a promo code RALLY, save $25 off of the early bird price. So you can scan the QR code and get yourself signed up. Or if you want that $25 off, you can go to Rocky Mountain Summit 2025.eventbrite.com and use that promo code today. The hotel rooms are also available, same price as last year. And which I'm grateful to Kelly Sutter for getting that to happen this year. So let's draw for a ticket. Wait a minute. Gotta get to the right screen. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Did it go, Kelly? All right, James DeLay has a free ticket to the Rocky Mountain Summit. James, reach out to Kelly Sutter, and our next regional rally, our last regional rally for 2024, is December 15th. We'll see many of you on Friday at the ALC Clinic for Agents. And James Shaw, see you soon. Take care.